Could it be that we are just here right now, flipping from bearish to bullish in just a 24-hour period because of some huge news in crypto? We're seeing the return of Roaring Kitty, stoking the meme coin fires. We're seeing Donald Trump's presidential election campaign start to target cryptocurrency as a way of swaying voters. This could be the day that things suddenly start to heat up again, and I'm pretty glad I'm here for it. So guys, hit the like button and let's find out what's going on. Now guys, what am I talking about? What does this all mean? Well, as you're probably aware, if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, I've been talking about the Wyckoff accumulation schematic quite often. At the bottom of a bear market, you get the Wyckoff, and then you can also see some more accumulation happening throughout a bull market. This is very important. And the Wyckoff effectively is a game that big money plays to shake people out the market, to make people fearful so the price dips lower, and then they have an opportunity to get in somewhere around the spring and the test. As you can see, this is a screenshot I posted 19 hours ago on my Twitter page. So if you want to get information before it appears on my YouTube, including some of the coins that I call, that I will then post about on YouTube, then make sure you go and give me a follow on Twitter, which is linked down below, guys. And once we hit 30k subs, I'm also going to be giving away cash prizes to some of my Twitter followers. Now, something else you can use Twitter for is to find out other useful information. According to Elio Trades, literally hours have just changed the entire crypto environment to becoming wildly bullish. In a single day, crypto has become politically popular, and we've now seen a meme investing movement being revitalized. And what does he mean by this development in a meme coin? Well, you probably haven't, but this guy here is incredibly important to what has just happened in the meme coin world. He's called Roaring Kitty, or at least his YouTube channel is. Now, if you've been around in crypto and whatever over the last few years, you've probably heard of something called GameStop. Now, GameStop was not in fact crypto, it was a stock on the New York Stock Exchange. And it was basically a company that a load of hedge funds, etc., decided together that they were going to try and short and drive the price down. However, Roaring Kitty and his group of Redditors eventually created this storm where they got a ton of retail investors to fight against Wall Street and invest in this coin. It drove it up insanely high and caused a bunch of hedge funds to lose billions of dollars. That all then disappeared around 4 years ago, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, he's woken up once more. And it's made CNBC news, mainly because GameStop yesterday went up 75%, and all meme coins based around cats and Roaring Kitties have also gone to the moon. GameStop AMC saw more than 70% each as Roaring Kitty meme trader resurfaces. And you're like, well, this is just meme coins, not really that important. Okay, this guy has clearly got a massive influence in crypto. He's just come out, he's just started to post again. This is obviously going to drive the market towards the upside, but not only that. CNBC, the deliverer of all the good news and bad news at the right points in crypto to drive the right things happening, suddenly arrives back into crypto at the time we're at the bottom of a sizable dip that seems to be manipulated during this Wyckoff period, and suddenly will now cause people to re-enter the market because all of the retailers who've been leaving the market over the last month because they've been bored and losing money will now suddenly be like, holy shit, something's going on. I need to get back on my computer and start paying attention again. They invest money, the market gets on its move once more. Now, I'm from the UK. I've barely cared about UK politics. I definitely don't care about US politics. Until now, because Donald Trump has suddenly identified that crypto could be a route to winning voters in the US. Crypto is Trump's new weapon against Biden. He made a speech the other day, which was, to be fair, pretty poor, saying that Joe Biden was too old, didn't know anything about crypto, which is probably fair. Donald Trump then kind of went on to sort of explain that he didn't really know much about crypto, but that's fine. If he's identified that this could be a tool that could be used to gain voters in the US election as we go through the bull market, and you get Donald Trump pushing more and more stuff about how he might push for cryptocurrency, and let's say at the end of this year he gets elected, can you just imagine what might happen to the Bitcoin price and crypto? That could be the blow off top of the bull market. Donald Trump making presidential history all over again. He's poised to become the first major party nominee to court crypto traders. Okay, it's leaving some Democrats feeling uneasy. Okay, and this comes at a time at which the US is clamping down more and more heavily every day on cryptocurrencies, particularly with the SEC. So this could have a very positive effect on the overall prices of crypto. Whether or not you want Donald Trump and the Republicans as your government in the US, I couldn't really care less. So what? Well, guys, we are in a period that crypto has got very boring and very quiet. And as you can see, the price has been doing absolutely nothing and has been getting squeezed between these lows here at around 60,000. Yes, we did have a little breach below. And now we're kind of dropping down somewhere around the 62.5k. Now, this, as I've mentioned before, does appear to be an opportunity where we might see some form of a breakout over the coming days. And I need you to understand something. And it's this post from Alex Wasey. As you're fearful and maybe you've been scared of investing into certain crypto coins because your bags are down and you think it's all going to be time to be getting out. Well, guess what? As you can see from Alex Wasey's post here, VCs initiate pumps. You can see this little kind of dip area down here where suddenly you get a big pullback into a zone. VCs will then be buying up, and then they do what? They initiate pumps. How do they do that? Well, they create news articles. They pay for news articles on certain news platforms to appear bullish, to start throwing people into the mix again. And if we're too late and too many of these news articles come out and Bitcoin does get on a run, then you're going to be the retail who picks up the distribution. Okay? That means you're going to get absolutely smoked by the VCs who are dumping on you, because the VCs are doing what? They're buying into these accumulation points down here. Here you can see the VCs initiate more of a pump. What does this really mean? Okay, a VC or a venture capitalist will be buying into crypto at low valuations. And if you also want to participate in these VC deals, then make sure you get into the inner circle, which is linked down below. It's just $19.99 per month. We run 1 to 2 sales for pre-sale every single week, and you can get involved in these pre-sales so that you can be a VC and buy in at the bottom. Not only that, but you can chat with other crypto people around the world, including myself. You can access the trade zone where we have some skilled traders who are trading full-time and sharing some of their best setups and coins that they're buying into here. You can join other degens talking about meme coins and meme coins that are going to be popping. One of which was called very early in here, which was Brett, which did literally a 20x after it was first mentioned in here, and some other cool features, all for the price of $19.99. Make sure you join through the link down below in the description, because that means you can buy in down here before anyone even gets involved. Now, why is this so important to understand? Well, it means, guys, that at some point we're going to see VCs starting to initiate a pump, and you don't want to be getting in after the pumps come, because the pumps are going to be potentially coming around now, and these news stories are the first kind of sprinklings of this coming out. And as you're over on CoinMarketCap being like, I need to get into this coin, or I need to get into that coin because it's got a small market cap, or this is going to go to the moon, there's something that you are not paying attention to, which I'm going to keep drilling into you right now. And it's this. Why is this so damn important? I hear you cry. Well, there's something there that you need to pay attention to, and it is VC, VC, VC. This tells you that the VCs will run this entire pump. This means that you need to back projects that are already backed by decent VCs. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you get into tiny, crappy altcoins that don't really have any backing. For example, Toncoin, you can see is sat down in 8th right now. And right now, as the market has been looking very scared and quiet over the last few weeks, I did mention this last week on a video that I made, including BVM, Toncoin, and a bunch of others, where the price was down here. Since then, we're up around 40% while the entire market is collapsing. So if you're not subscribed, you damn well should be. And that's because Toncoin has been getting pumped by VCs in this period. And how do I know that? Well, it's got a $24 billion market cap right now. It had an $18 billion market cap the other day. And retailers right now are broke. So they're definitely not the ones who are pumping this coin. So who is? Well, Ton is backed by some of the biggest names, okay? You can come down through the website. And just for context, Ton is basically the blockchain of Telegram. I'm not telling you to go and buy it or not. I'm just showing you that Ton came from an area last week and demonstrates this VC buying perfectly. And scroll down to the bottom, what do we see? Strategic partners. We see Bybit, we see OKX, we see Hashkey Group, some of the biggest names out there, Animoca Brands, Pantera is the biggest ever investment was into Toncoin. So if they've been investing a shitload of money at the bottom to be getting into Toncoin, what do they want to do? Well, they want to pump their bags as big as possible, okay? So you've seen tons of new, decent information coming out of Toncoin. This is demonstrating that you need to be in coins that have decent backers. And remember, I was telling you this the other day when I showed you imaginary ones, okay? We came down to the bottom, and I was like, okay, wow, it's very interesting to see that they put all of their venture capital backers on the bottom of their website. Why do they do this? Guys, because this is how crypto works. Stop thinking too hard about oh, this has incredible tech and I really love what it's going to be doing for the world, because everybody really needs a zero knowledge roll up because it's really going to help me in my day-to-day living. Okay, you need to have big venture capital who've got the money to be able to get those pumps going, then you need to be knowing what they've been buying and buying in at the same time as they have. Which, let me simply show you, is after the launch to get a sell-off, you see the price kind of pumping towards the upside. Once we get down into these areas, VC will start to look at maybe buying on more coins from coins that they were selling off here. They then buy into their positions again. They then start to get the market rallying. They go and push marketing budgets. They go and push the coin. They pump it through market makers, okay? It's not just you and me buying a coin that pumps the price. It's massive market maker companies like GSR and a bunch of others that literally have tons of liquidity to shove into coins that make them go to the moon. So when you're like, oh, what's the news behind why this coin's pumping? Fuck that, okay? Some big boy of crypto is out there who are now planning to pump the prices whenever the Bitcoin price gets moving. Therefore, don't get shaken out of coins during that period of time. Refer back to this, okay? And then we know that the pumps will continue higher and the VCs will continue to initiate more pumps. But there's something else we need to know. VC distributes tokens to retail, and that therefore means something very important. In order for the VCs to make money, they will only start to pump into coins that have the potential to win the hearts and minds of the average person out there. For example, Gamercoin, which someone brought up on a call that I did this morning with the League, which is one of my private groups, which will be opening again to the public soon. And people were like asking me about this coin, and they were like, oh yeah, Virtual Bacon talked about it back here, and it had a crazy pump, and it did do very well. Since then it's pulled back. And this is a coin about sharing GPU power for AI from gaming and stuff like that, which is completely flawed as a concept, because you can't use gaming computer power to drive into AI networks. And I was like, this is a lie, this is BS. And then I was like, actually, who cares, okay? It's got deep in on the tin, it's got AI on the tin, it's got gaming on the tin, it's got huge backers, and therefore it would probably do quite well, okay? So what we can then see is after a big pump, it falls back into a buy zone area, which you can see near enough to here, literally touches the buy zone, starts to break out. Gamercoin looks decent down here because it's in the right narrative. It has big VC backers, and yeah, you can't go far wrong, because remember, this is where we are. This is ultimately where the VCs are loading up right now, ready to start injecting cash flow back into the market and pump the prices when the time is right. So hopefully that all makes loads of sense. And guess what? Most coins out there have been in buy zones recently. You can see Pangolin was down here. I told you that this was in a perfect buy zone. It literally dipped under the buy zone. People were like, I've been selling Pangolin for coins that look like they're performing better. And then in like 4 days, I lie, went up 66, 67%. And now it's up into an area and people are like, oh, I should have been buying Pangolin. Yeah, you bloody well should have been, but you didn't. And now you miss out on this and you're kind of late to the party. Because if it gets down again, then you're going to be down 30% when you could have just been sat, up, licking your lips for a while. Now, guys, I appreciate on you. Maybe you don't know the names of some decent VCs out there, which is fine. So go to cryptofundraising.info, click on investors. Now you got a list of all of the top investors. You can see at the top, the ones that have invested in more projects. And you can go and see the sort of amounts of money they've invested. These are pretty much the biggest. You can see Animoca Brands backs a lot of decent ones. A16Z is an absolute monster. Pantera we just talked about. And you can go down through the list. GSR I mentioned earlier, Binance Labs. There's a bunch of them. And you can go and see what kind of projects they invest in. And you can see A16Z invested in like Solana. Some of the money that they put into some of these projects is absolutely crazy, okay? So if they're putting in big money like this, they can afford to power the pumps. Sui is another one. For those of you who are like, oh, is this coin dead? It's just launched and look, it's just been going down and down and down. Look at Sui. Eventually, after going down and down and down, on the 19th of October, it then ran from 19th of October all the way to the 17th of February. It went up like 458%, okay? And then carried on a little bit further. Now it's sort of dropped down again to cool off. So new projects that are dropping like this, not necessarily a bad thing whatsoever. All part of the game plan. Okay, so if you find a project that you're interested in, you want to know if it's been backed by certain people, you can then go to cryptorank.io, search for it up here. This is Toncoin, T-O-N, just as an example. I don't care whether you buy it or not. Actually, to be honest, I've been taking profits on this and putting it into BVM over the last couple of days because I made a cheeky few K after the last video I made. And what we want to do is click on here where it says fundraising, and coming down here, you can see funds and backers, okay? If it's not on CryptoRank, good chance it's going to be on the other one, Crypto Fundraising. So just look at one or the other, okay? You can see funds and backers. Click on that list. You can see here, Pantera Capital, okay, tier 1. If it's a bigger coin, it needs at least one tier 1 if it's going to get running, okay? And I know, like, all the Casper Moon boys will be like, this is going to struggle because it's got VCs and stuff involved. Guys, more than likely it's going to struggle because it's only got retailers who don't have the money to shove it up here, okay? So shove it. Just kidding, Casper might do all right. Now, Toncoin investors, tier 1, yeah, you can see Look at the names. Animoca brand. Tier 2. Interesting. I actually think this is a tier 1, but whatever. And you can see. Just go through. Learn them. And then go to any coin out there. You can find all this information so easily. And obviously, the questions that you're all going to be asking is like, how do I buy this coin? How do I buy that coin? Well, the good news is, guys, you can actually buy Toncoin on Bitunix.com, which is linked down below. You can also buy BVM, but more importantly, you can do it without having to do a KYC or know your customer, and you don't require a VPN no matter where you live in the world, which is a very key and something I look for in a crypto exchange. Not only that, this platform is working alongside me and will list coins that I ask them to list. Therefore, you can let me know down below which coins you want me to list. Recently, they've been adding Render, they added AIOZ, they added BVM, and a bunch of others I've already forgotten about. And I'll continue to get them to list more coins on a daily basis so that this can become the exchange where you can buy pretty much every coin with low fees no matter where you are in the world. Not only that, if you sign up through my link down below, and make sure if you're signing up on a mobile, you use the referral code, you'll be able to get airdrops of different tokens that we are listing through this partnership. And also you can potentially qualify to win prizes, like become a member of my paid groups or various other things like that. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, and if you didn't, then at least like it or dislike it, whatever. And if you're new to the channel, then subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.